Hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Monday. It's actually 12:43. I'm so tired today. We had a wedding this weekend out in Temecula, and it was also my mother-in-law's birthday, so we went out Friday and had dinner with them. Saturday was the wedding. The location where Airbnb was so beautiful. I'll insert a clip after this. I spent like almost 2 hours reading on the deck that just looked over this beautiful valley. The houses are so far spread apart. They all have so much land, and I was just like pushed to want to fix up our backyard a little bit. We have kind of a lot of space. We just don't spend a lot of time back there. I used to, when we had this like big sunshade that covered most of the backyard. I spent so much time out there reading, and I had cushions that I made, and they've gotten all like torn up by the dog and damaged by the rain. So I want to buy some new ones to go on the bench that we have and get like a little table. We got rid of the table that we had because it was made out of pallets and it got like water rot. But I really want to get like a little space set up out there so that I can sit and read and just enjoy the sun. I don't know how much of the like winter weather we're still gonna have, but I'm just gonna lean into spring and reading outside. So before the wedding on Saturday, like I said, I spent like 2 hours outside reading Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. I am 120 pages in, 126 pages. I didn't do any reading last night. I was exhausted. Saturday we had the wedding. After they were done at like 9, and everybody went to this bar called the Coin Op, and we like told his parents, we were like, hey, we're gonna get an Uber down there, and his mom was like, we're going to the bar. I was like, okay. Like, my husband's parents are really good friends with the groom's parents, so everybody went. It was a really good time. Sunday, my father-in-law still gets up at 6:30 no matter how little he slept or being on vacation, and the Airbnb was set up super weird, so you had to walk through our room, through a bathroom to get to their room. So anytime they needed to come out into the living room, which was just a couch, it was like a futon and a TV, he would have to walk through our room, and there was all this construction stuff outside that was making a ton of noise in the wind. I just did not sleep well. I went to bed last night at like 9:45, 10 o'clock. I was exhausted. And then we came back Sunday, and we both took a nap on the couch for like 2.5 hours, and I'm still just so tired, but really enjoying Somewhere Beyond the Sea. I'm listening to the audiobook on Spotify, and I think I'm gonna stop. I don't love, each character has its own voice, and they are silly. They're very dramatic. The voice that I picture Arthur Parnassus having is a lot more deep and like smooth and dignified, I feel like, than the like high-pitched voice that they're doing in the audiobook. And one of the characters, Chauncey, the voice that they're doing for him, I'm just not, it's like, well, geez, God, like very much like goofy, and I'm like, it's really taking me out of the story. But so far, this is just a few months after Linus has decided to stay with them. It's after House in the Cerulean Sea, and they are trying to take their story public and get more support for the magical community. They go to like an interview, an interrogation, and talk to some of the people on the like magical high council. And it's a bit of a trap. And so now they're going to be sending a new investigator out to the house, since the last two that went have ended up in relationships with Arthur. And I'm just really enjoying it. I just love TJ Klune's writing. He does such a wonderful job, and all of the worlds that he's created are so fantastic. I'm hoping tonight after work I'm not going to be too tired. My problem is my phone. Well, I want to crochet, and I can't crochet and read at the same time. And I usually like crochet and watch TV, and then I don't switch to my audiobook or to my book until like 9 o'clock. I could get so much more reading done if I just started reading after work, but I just want to like turn my brain off and listen to TV sometimes. And even listening to the audiobook requires more attention than I'm wanting to give, honestly. But I'm hoping to finish this week. There's only 4 days left of the month, so I'm definitely going to make sure that I finish this. It'll only be my second book because I just took so long reading Kingdom of Ash, and then I slumped for like a week afterwards. So hopefully next month is a better reading month, but I will update you probably when I have finished this. Good morning, happy Sunday. I am getting ready to go to get Marcy dog food, go to the grocery store, and do some Amazon returns, but I wanted to update you guys because I finished Somewhere Beyond the Sea last night. It was so good. I really thought last night was the 28th, which is why I like pushed myself to finish it last night, but it was the 1st, although I'm just gonna call this a February read because I only read 2 books last month, which is disappointing, but I kind of expected it. I knew that I was gonna slump after reading Throne of Glass, and that's what happened. I spent like a week and a half slowly reading it and really taking a lot of breaks in between because I just wasn't ready for it to be over. And then I didn't read anything for like a week until I picked up Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which was incredible. I really think that TJ Klune is such a fantastic writer, and he does sweet romances so well, and I really love this. So I don't know if I ever explained it, but our main characters are Arthur and Linus. They run a children's orphanage, a magical children's orphanage. It used to be just Arthur who ran it, and in the last book, Linus is an inspector who comes and falls in love with him and quits his job and stays with him. And in this one, they are trying to protect the children from being taken away from them by their like government. And it was just really great. We got to see so much more of the children and their personalities, and a lot more of Arthur and Linus, and one of our characters, Zoe, who has been kind of like a mystery the entire time. We finally get so much backstory on her, and I just really enjoyed it. Again, I think TJ Klune is just a fantastic writer. I have one more book by him, In the Lives of Puppets, that I really want to read soon. And then he just had another book come out, The Bones Beneath My Skin, but I already read that. I had to go check on Marcy. We just put down like fresh topsoil and grass seed in our backyard, and she's outside, but she has a digging problem, so I've been trying to make sure that she does not mess with the grass. Anyways, I gave Somewhere Beyond the Sea 5 stars, but I think it was more of a 4-star. It was still very magical, but I don't think it was as good as the first one. And I think because I was reading the audiobook or listening to it, I didn't enjoy it as much. I mentioned this, but whoever is narrating it did different voices for every single character, and they just all sounded so ridiculous and silly, and it kind of took me out of the story a little bit. But I used the audiobook to finish the book last night while I was crocheting, which I do want to give you an update on that. So this is where I am so far. It's really starting to take shape. You can tell that like this is Tina's hand and one arm. This is another. She's got like a little scarf around her neck. I think it's kind of like a dicky. This is a little plant, some scissors, a raccoon tail out the window. It is just coming along so great, and I'm so excited. This is just for me. I'm gonna put it on the wall. In our bedroom, one of our walls has nothing on it. And so I was thinking that that's gonna be what I work on this year, I guess. We're really hoping to be out of this apartment by the summer, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna try to fill it with as many tapestries as I can. My March reading goals, I have 5 books set for myself. I always set 5 books, even if I don't think that I'm gonna read that many. I'm really hoping to read 5 books this month, just to kind of catch up from not reading too much in February. And I want to start off with the rest of the Truly Devious series. It's gonna be very gloomy this week and rainy. It's nice right now, but I think tonight is when it's supposed to start raining, and then again like through Monday to Wednesday. And I have audiobooks for all of these, and I have listened to the audiobooks for these before, not the whole series, but for the previous book, and I really liked the author or the narrator, and it's the same person. So I'm hoping I can get through maybe 2 of these this week alone. They're only like 300 pages each. This one is a little bit thicker, 450. I just had an alarm go off, so this kind of got cut, but I still feel like I can read this in like a day or two, maybe 3, and be able to finish 2 of them this week, 1 of them next week. I really love the series. I love the dark academia, the spooky vibes. It's so great, and I'm hoping that the weather this week will really make me just want to be cozy and read these. And then I want to pick up Celestial Monsters by Aiden Thomas. This is book 2 to the Sun Bear Trials, which I really enjoyed. It is like a Mexican Aztec Hunger Games. It was so good. I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm hoping to pick this one up. And then I have one more book by Aiden Thomas, Lost in the Woods, which I think is like a Wendy Peter Pan retelling. And since I'm already reading Celestial Monsters by him, I figured I would like end the month with this book. He has one more called The Cemetery Boys, which I think has a second book coming out, or that just came out. So it's on my list to buy so that I can kind of like finish his catalog. But I'm looking forward to this reading month. I miss Throne of Glass so much. Oh my God. The hangover is so real. I keep seeing like clips and stuff from Instagram and on TikTok, and I just, some of the moments like I wish I could go back to. And again, reading the series like almost 10 years apart was so fantastic because I'd forgotten so much, and it was almost like rereading it all over again. It hit me so hard, and I just loved it. My sister's supposed to be starting ACOTAR. I'm not going to do a reread of that, but when she gets to certain scenes, I think I might read those chapters, just because I really do love ACOTAR as well, for different reasons. Throne of Glass is such a great fantasy book, and I feel like ACOTAR, I told her, is much more like giggle, kick your feet. Rhysand is so cute and charming and smarmy, and I love it for very different reasons. But I am going to go grocery shopping, and I will update you when I have made progress with The Hand on the Wall. Hello, happy Wednesday. I wanted to do a reading update. I'm in the middle of The Hand on the Wall. I'm technically supposed to finish it tonight. I don't know if I will, but it's raining outside. I'm tired. I'm making fideo for dinner tonight. Well, sopita. And I'm just feeling in a really big reading mood, so maybe I will finish it. In this one, 3 people have died. Stevie thinks that she knows who killed all of the Ellinghams. She's kind of keeping it to herself. She's realizing that like there's a ton of stuff going on currently that she needs to solve before she says anything about the previous murders. And the school has just been shut down. One of Janelle's experiments kind of went awry, and a character, one of the guys in their class, he got his arm broken from it. And so the counselors and the teachers have just said, too much has happened. We are just going to close the school down. We'll figure out a way for all of you to finish your academic classes online, and not sure if we're going to open up again. So they're all being brushed out, told we're booking flights, trains, cars, everybody is leaving today. And David has been on the run. He took off in the last book, got himself beat up, posted the video of it, and left. And in the meantime, Stevie has just been looking for clues. She goes to Burlington, I think that's the city that's near them, the little town. And she talks to one of Ellie's old friends, who was a character that passed away in the first couple of books. And we find out that she knew that somebody had put this weird message on Stevie's wall, which Stevie thought was a dream. She thought she had hallucinated it. Turns out she was right. Ellie also told this friend of hers that there was like stuff in the walls. So that's like the clue Stevie is following right now. David shows up. They had all just gotten this announcement that his father was going to be running for president. He's a state senator currently, and shows up and is like, we have to stop him. And he's making this big old speech. He found all of these flash drives in his house, got all of these computers that he wants their help reading through what's on the flash drives. And he's talking about stopping his dad from becoming president. And he says, again, David said, we, us, right here, right now, have the ability to stop a bad person from becoming president. Think about what you could be stopping. Someone who uses racist policies to hurt or kill people. Someone who could do untold damage to the environment. someone who could start an illegal war to distract from his political problems. And if that is just not so poignant to the current political climate, as I was reading it, I was like, oh, I wish somebody had done this before Trump was elected again, before he was elected the first time. That just really, I felt like I had to tell somebody about how ironic reading that felt, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm 141 pages in and there's 368, so I still have 200 pages to go. And I kind of think that this is all I'm going to do for tonight. I haven't been crocheting. I've been really tired after work, but I'm going to try to make as much progress in this as I can and update you when I have finished. Hello, happy Thursday. It is almost 3:30. It's so gloomy today. It's raining and I am so happy. This is a side note, but this is where like my bangs have grown out to, and I'm very seriously considering cutting my hair up to here. I've been thinking about it for a while. I think I'm gonna wait until the summer, but my hair is wavy. You can kind of see it. It's wavier underneath, but down here it's definitely like dead. And this is not any information you need, but I'm thinking about cutting it. So anyways, I finished The Hand on the Wall last night. I just clocked out of work and all I wanted to do was read. I don't know what it was and I wish I was in that mood more. I'm alone all the time, so I definitely could read so much more than I do, but I also crochet and I don't start listening to my audiobook if I have one until like 9 o'clock. Like that is my reading time because I'm watching TV or movies and things like that, and I could just be listening to the audiobook or reading. But I finished this yesterday and I am so confused because the main murder that we've been trying to solve in this entire like 3 books, the first 3 books, is who killed the Ellinghams, and that is solved. But there's still 2 more books in the series, The Box in the Woods and 9 Liars. So I'm not really sure where the next book is going and how there is a next book if we've solved the murder. So our main character, Stevie, she did it. She figured out that George Marsh is the one who killed Albert Ellingham. We find out that George Marsh is really Alice's dad, and Stevie's able to find the body. David's back. He is like trying to take down his dad's political campaign. I think I mentioned that in my previous clip. Stevie is the way the clues come together was so good to me. I had just really enjoyed this, and the weather has been so perfect, but like I said, I'm confused. She finds out, so when they find Alice's body, it was hidden on the school grounds. When George found out that she had died, I'm trying not to spoil everything, but when George found out that she had passed away, he brings her body back to the school. He knows that she's her father now and just wants her to come home. But he never tells Albert Ellingham that he found Alice because he thinks that searching for her is what is giving him life. It's allowing him to continue, and he doesn't want to take that from him. So he doesn't tell anybody other than this like painter that's on campus, and this big huge painting that the painter was working on, he like scraps and changes it so that the way this like light falls is right where Alice's body is buried on the campus. And Stevie figures that out, but when she goes to get the body, she realizes that it's not there, and this is how she finds out that one of the teachers found her body, moved it, and is trying to claim the money from the will, that whoever finds Alice will get this $10 million, which is actually $70 million in like the current time, fund that was set aside. The stipulation in the will was that if anybody ever found out what happened to her or found her alive, they would get this money or it would all go to the school, and that nobody who worked for the school or on the board could claim that money. So one of their school teachers hatches a plan to work with somebody else to find Alice, present her, and then they would split the money. But the person that he was working with, I don't know what happened. He ended up killing her, deciding that she was like going off the rails or something. But Stevie was able to figure it out. But when they test Alice to see if it's really her, there's no DNA connection between the body and Albert Ellingham, which is because Alice is not really her daughter. One of Iris's best friends, and I think they're like housemaid, Flora, gave birth to her and gave her to Iris because she was unable to have kids. So because it's not technically, they don't think that it's Alice based on DNA, Stevie is not able to claim that money, which she's fine with. She says that she wants the money to stay with the school because the school is what gave her the ability to solve this murder. And it's also where she has met all of her friends, her boyfriend, and she wants the school to continue to thrive, to allow other students to come to it and do what she did. So I don't know. I think it's summer break in the next one. I don't know what's going to be happening, but I am really looking forward to it. Skylar and I are going to go get ramen, potentially. He literally just went to sleep. He's been up all morning. He did not go to bed last night. So I don't know. We're supposed to go get ramen when I clock out, but that's in an hour and a half and he's sleeping on the couch and I'm going to feel so bad about waking him up. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but if I stay home, I'm going to immediately dive into the next book. So I will update you when I have made some progress.
Do they paint over?
Hello, happy Sunday. I am sitting on the couch taking a quick break. I washed some dishes, just trying to clean up the kitchen a bit, and I had been making sourdough. I bought a starter from the Southern Sourdough Co. on TikTok. It's like a little dehydrated packet that you get. Worked on reviving that all week. Did all of my mixing, stretch and folds yesterday. It bulk fermented overnight, and now it's in a loaf in a Banneton basket, and it's gonna ferment again, it's gonna proof overnight, and then I can bake tomorrow morning. And I took a half day tomorrow morning because tonight my husband has a show in West Hollywood at the Whiskey, which is like a legitimate venue. They're one of the first bands to go on, but I'm really proud of him. It's been like a year now, I think, that he has stuck with this. He doesn't tend to stick with all of his hobbies. Woodworking is one that has kind of stuck around, but it comes and goes. But I'm really happy that he just has something for himself to do. His mom and some of her friends are coming. His brother-in-law and his friend, I think his uncle and his cousin, me, were all coming. My family is religious and they would not come to a bar to see him play. Mom would if it wasn't so far away, but that's what we're doing tonight, and it is going to be a long night. We need to leave at like 1:30, 2 o'clock to be out there by 3:30, and then they go on at 6:45. I'm not sure how late we're staying. I don't know how long of a day it's going to be. It could be a very long day, but I'm sitting on the couch and I wanted to update you on my progress for The Box in the Woods. I am 134 pages in. I sat down last night and I put the audiobook on. I wasn't like interested in anything that I was watching on TV, so I just started listening to it. I got through a good chunk. I'm almost like halfway through now. It's 383 pages, so yeah, I'm almost to the halfway point. But in this, it is summer. Stevie has just kind of spent some time being the person who solved the Ellingham murders. She went on podcasts. She had all of this, interviews and things like that come up, and the dust has kind of settled. She got a job in like her restaurant's deli or something like that. And the like itch of what to do next has been there and feeling like she peaked. And then this guy, Carson, reaches out to her and said, "Hey, I just bought this summer camp where these murders were really famous. I want to do a podcast about it. I read about you and I want you to come and potentially help me solve them." And she doesn't tell her parents that that's why she's going. She just says, "I'm going to go be a camp counselor." And her mom is like all for it, because while they have accepted that she is a detective, they would really prefer if she picked something else to do. So she goes, she gets there. It's very weird. And this guy, Carson, is super performative. The first night that they're there, they like stay with him, go over the murders. It's just Janelle and Nate with her. David is still doing his like campaigning thing for the Democrats, and Janelle's girlfriend Vi is in Vietnam with her family. I don't know if Jermaine is going to come back potentially. I kind of thought that she would have. I also wasn't sure if Hunter was going to play a part in the story anymore, but they're at the camp like 30-40 years ago. A bunch of teenagers went out into the woods to go pick up weed that they were going to sell to people in the camp. Two of them are a couple. They walk off, and then this guy Eric also goes off to go to the bathroom. The girl that was left there, Sabrina, she had just smoked weed for the first time, like lost 20-30 minutes of time, realizes that nobody has come back, goes out into the forest and finds the couple. Two of their bodies are face down on the floor. They have been killed. She turns around, sees who it is, and then is also killed. Eric, the guy that had gone off to pee, he manages to make it most of the way back to camp. I think the killer catches up with him and then kills him. I think slashes his throat. I'm not 100% sure. But the first like full night that they're at camp, Carson invites all of these people from the town, people who were either there at the camp when the murders happened or related to the people in some way. And he is donating a library room in remembrance of one of the victims, and decides it's a good idea to make a speech and tell people that he's actually there to do a podcast. And so one of the victim's sisters comes up and she's like, so this was all performative. You thought if you donated this in honor of my sister that we would play nice with you and you could get all of this inside scoop about what really happened, 30-40 years ago. They're super upset. And I just don't know how this is gonna go. Like, even Stevie talks about it. She's like, I spent a whole year researching the Ellingham murders. She's only had a few weeks to do this, and I'm liking that this still has a murder mystery vibe and that we're already kind of invested in the characters, but it felt a little weird to me that this continued off of Truly Devious. Like, this doesn't feel like... I just preferred the dark academia of the first 3 books, but I'm still enjoying this. 135 pages in, and I'm going to go maybe do some more reading. I need to go pick up burritos so that we have something to eat before we leave, and blow dry my hair, things like that. Get ready. I will update you though when I have finished this. Hello, happy Monday. I'm so tired, but feeling really good. I have not made any more progress with the Box in the Woods. I'm hoping to finish it tonight, potentially. I ended up taking all of today off. I was just going to do a half day, which I do like in the reverse. I come in after lunch instead of leaving at lunch. I just really prefer sleeping in. And when I got up this morning to text my boss to let her know that I wasn't going to be in, I just had a full day because I was exhausted. We got home. We got 2 Redlands from the show at like 12:45. Picked up some food from McDonald's because it was the only place that was open. Came home, ate, and I think by the time I got to bed, it was like 2 in the morning. And then I woke up at 7:30 to let my boss know I wasn't going to be in, and was just so freaking exhausted that I was like, I just want the whole day off. And I have, between vacation and sick time, like 200 hours. I have 100 of each, which is strategic. My job is just so demanding now that I really feel guilty about taking time off, but I'm also trying to save up as much as possible, which sounds weird because I'm not even pregnant, for maternity leave. My work will take your sick and vacation time first so that you get paid your full paycheck before they let you go on maternity leave, where you would only get paid a portion of it. So I've been saving that up. But I took a full day. I slept in until 10 o'clock and I made sourdough bread. It was finally ready, so I wanted to show you that. We have already eaten half of a loaf, but this is how it looks. It came out so good. It's really crispy. It has a good crunch to it. I did a little bit of scoring on the side. I think I need to make the cuts deeper next time. And it came out so well. I'm so proud of myself. But the reason I was making this clip right now really is because I got some book mail. I pre-ordered some books a couple weeks ago when Barnes & Noble was doing like 25% off pre-orders. So this is one of 4. The other ones are going to come throughout the year, and it's just kind of like fun book mail, but this is the first one. This is thick, but I got The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. I love this blue. At the front it says fantasy at its finest, Le Bardugo. An arranged marriage, a forbidden passion, a prophecy realized, a glittering world of debauchery and secrets, and a sinister plot to bring it all crashing down. Welcome back to Castellane. I read this first one when it came out, The Swordcatcher, and really, really enjoyed it. And it was on my most anticipated releases list for this year. So this is the first book that I pre-ordered. I'm gonna have to move some things around on my shelves so that this has a space. All my other Cassandra Clare books are paperback, so the shelf that I have them on is slightly shorter, and I have been keeping these ones on the one below it. But there's some books there that are kind of like taking up space, so I'm gonna have to rearrange my shelves a little bit, but I just wanted to show you the book mail that I got. I am really excited about this. I probably won't read it this month, but it will be on my April TBR. I'm currently watching School Spirit with Peyton List and Milo. I don't know what his last name is, but I'm really enjoying that. And I think I'm gonna binge watch that for most of the day and crochet and then read later tonight. It's so nice to take a day off from work and kind of like cater to yourself. So I will update you when I have finished. Good morning, happy Thursday. I'm working right now. I had to take my Nana to the doctor's this morning. I love her and I live the closest to her, so I try to help her out as much as possible. But sometimes I feel like people think because I work from home that I don't have like a real job. She texted me yesterday and she's like, okay, pick me up at 7:40. My appointment's at 8:15. And by the way, I want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and have you take me to the DMV. And I was like, I only took 2 hours off. Like, do you have an appointment? How is this going to work? And she was like, no, I don't, but I want to go. They open at 9. I was like, they open at 7. And I just was kind of like, you can't just spring this on me at the last second. I need to know ahead of time. Thankfully, because it was raining today, she was like, oh, we'll go another day. Like, I'll just have you take me another day. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll take her next Friday when I'm off. But I was just a little bit like, I have to work. I cannot just hang out with you or take you to run errands all day. So that was my morning. I'm working now. I have lunch in about 20 minutes, which I'm looking forward to, so I can just kind of like sit and breathe for a second. And I'm going to feed my starter when I'm on lunch, just a 1-to-1 ratio, so that it should be like peak by the time I clock out from work, so that I can do all of my stretch and folds tonight, let it rest overnight, and then work on it again tomorrow, because we only have like a small chunk of it left, and I want to do 2 this time. One just like a regular, and then one I think is like a rosemary garlic, maybe. We'll see. I'll have to go to the grocery store after work to get some like of the inclusions, but I'm really looking forward to it. And then I think the regular one I'm going to give to my mother-in-law this weekend. So, well, I wanted to update you because I finished The Box in the Woods last night. While I still really enjoyed this because I love murder mystery and I'm attached to these characters now that I'm 4 books in, I only gave it like a 3.5. On Goodreads I rated it a 4 because I always rate up if I have a half star, but it felt very rushed. We had 3 books of Stevie solving the Ellingham murders, and this was just 1 book over like maybe 2 weeks. It felt really rushed. All of these clues all of a sudden that she was coming upon this character who dies suddenly that she had like just been speaking with, finding like the sister's diary and connecting all of these clues really, really quickly. And while It was very interesting. I just felt like it was rushed, but I still really enjoyed it. 3.5 out of 5 stars. 3 for me is a good book. This was good. And then next I'm going to pick up 9 Liars, which is the last book by this author, or for this series. She has apparently like a ton of other books. Some of them are romancy, and I don't really do romance books, but it looks like she has Little White Lies, and then there's a book after it that is also like a secret society murder mystery. And I'm supposed to be reading Celestial Monsters after this and Into the Neverwoods. But I love the gloomy weather we're having, and I kind of want to stick with this style. Actually, no, I don't think those are by Maureen Johnson. They're by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I have, 8 of her books already, one of which is unread. And so I'm tempted to read The Hawthorne Brothers. That's one of the books that I have by her. And then maybe picking up these other ones. I don't know how long they've been out and if they're even available at Barnes & Noble. I could potentially purchase them online for pickup or through Amazon, which I really, really try not to do. I support my local Barnes & Noble. But I think I want to keep with this vibe of books because of the gloomy weather and just feeling like I am really going through them. And I did not finish The Box in the Woods early, but I finished it yesterday, which was the 12th, and that was when I was supposed to. And this one I'm supposed to finish on the 18th. The 19th. So I'm on schedule, which makes me feel good. But I just feel like once I finish this series, if I try to jump to a fantasy, I'm not going to be super into it, and I might slump, and I don't want that to happen, especially because it took me almost 3 weeks to read Kingdom of Ash, and then almost another 2 weeks to like get into and finish Somewhere Beyond the Sea. So I'm really trying to prevent that. These are 3 books from my physical TBR that I have brought down, so if I go and purchase one, it maybe won't be too bad. Last update, this is how my crochet tapestry is looking. I feel like it's coming together so well, and you can really tell that that is Tina. Like, this is her face, and I am super proud of this. This was not a like template that I found that was already done the way that I have for previous ones. This was just a picture that I found that I was able to make completely on my own. So I'm really, really happy with how this is turning out. I'm so excited to keep going. So those are all of my updates, and I'm gonna close this out. I think I was trying to look at the clips from before, and I cannot tell if this is either like a really, really long video or if I just started it. But just in case, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how your month has been going. I've had a good month. I've had several good months, and that makes me really, really happy. Time change has happened. It's now staying dark until 7:30, which also makes me really happy. So it's been great. And if I do continue this vlog, I will see you in the next one.